Alrighty, hey guys, One Good Road here. I've been making a bunch of series of videos on best applications to use on your smartphone lately, and this one will be about best cycling navigation applications. So, obviously, if you're doing even from bicycle touring all the way to just casual commuting, you obviously want to maybe have a navigation. That's why you've probably clicked on this video. And the two which I'm going to be discussing about would be Google Maps and OpenStreetMaps. Now, everyone already knows Google Maps, so I'm not really going to go in depth about using this application, but I will mention just a couple things which I would really like to mention about it, and it's really, really handy. So one of the two things is, off the top of my head, you have a lot more points of interest on Google Maps. That means cafes, that means campgrounds, that means just everything. You've got so many businesses which have listed on Google Maps already. And there's another feature actually off the top of my head. Right now my parents are up in Auckland at the moment, and you can just share your location with friends and stuff like that, and family, which is really cool. So I have another friend over in New York. You can then see that again. This is a really cool feature, and I highly recommend that already. Another thing is that, let's say I want to know what this coastal road looks like at the moment along the coast over here at Kaikoura in New Zealand. Now I just put the pin on the road and we get Google Street View. And it's just it's just really, really bloody handy. So you can then see what the shoulder's going to be like, you can see what the scenery is going to look like, what the asphalt might look like. Just super duper handy just to get a quick glance on what it's going to be like in the area if you don't have local knowledge. That's pretty much it though, and it's just for me, it's like if I want quick information, I'll use Google Maps. And it just generally has basic everything sort of thing, basics. And then if you want to dive in a lot deeper, this is why I love OpenStreetMaps. Immediately you're greeted with a shitload of options, pardon my language, and it's got so many bells and whistles on it. So immediately you need to probably get the paid version. I would really recommend that because you just get a lot more options on it. You can download unlimited maps, for example. It's only like £5 anyway. So it's basically like having all the paper maps in the world, and you can have them all on your smartphone. I really don't see the point in having a paper map anymore, personally. Anyway, so you download the maps either on your SD card or whatever, and then you can start zooming in and you can start seeing a lot of details. You can see a lot of small little roads around here. You can see like these little, the yellow roads are kind of the smaller ones, the orange ones are slightly larger, and the red ones are the big main roads. And then below that, if we zoom in even further, you start to see all these little white roads here. And in New Zealand, that means they're going to be dirt roads, but you might need to research that in whatever country you're in, because in the UK it might just mean that it's, or in France, because we've got a lot more paved roads, it might just be, you know, a little small country lane. So yeah, I'm going to speak about just two main features which I really love about OpenStreetMap for cycling, and then you can just dive into the application yourself and check it out, because there's a free version you can try out first. First thing which I really love about it is, let's say I want to plan out a route, and I hold down on the map and then select my position. The downside is, of course, it's all offline, so depending on how fast your phone is, this little blue line in the top over here is just loading up the route right now. And it could take a while, it might be really fast, it kind of just depends on how many roads it's got to take. And then that's a pretty decent route. It's not too much on the main road. You got to zoom in and probably check that later to avoid going on the main roads. So what you do is you tap that for the directions, and you tap this distance and time one here, and then it comes up with the elevation profile and the percentages that you're going to have on the route, which is so bloody cool. So you tap Analyze Map just in the middle there in the right hand corner, and you can start seeing all the elevation and when you're going to have hills. That's a pretty flat route right there, which is really, really cool. And it's all offline. You don't need Google Maps and you don't need service. Really, really bloody cool. The second thing, which I really love about OpenStreetMaps, is that you can record your routes on here, so you don't even need to use Strava. And it saves a bit of battery using this one because you can customize the logging, which is really cool. So you can have it up to 3 minutes, you can have it down to 2 seconds. I put it around 10 seconds, and that's just what I'm using at the moment. And then I just hit record, and it starts recording. And then I tap in the top right again, and I click either save or stop. So I'm going to click stop, and then I would probably click save. I'm new to this GPX file creation stuff. I'm recording the routes, and then you can preload. You can download GPX files from other websites. For example, Ride with GPS, where you can create your own routes online, and then you can load the track right in here. So I've loaded up here. I've chose a color for it. I mean, the downside with OpenStreetMap is because it has so many bells and whistles, you might come across a few bugs along the way, and it might randomly crash. But they've been sussing out the bugs for years now, and there's not that many now, and it's getting better. So now this is a GPX file going along all the length of New Zealand, which is really, really awesome, right? And then we can, look up the elevation profile of all of that. It's just so bloody handy, and I really recommend it. Just has it's like a Swiss Army knife. It has everything in one application, really. And that's pretty much it. If you have any other questions about it, just let me know in the comments below. And I just would recommend you download this and try it out yourself and see what you think. And that's what I would recommend for the best navigation for your phone. And oh yeah, I forgot to show you that. When we've planned out a route and we're following it on our phones and we've attached it to the handlebars, you'll have the speed up here, you'll have the elevation, and this is all customizable as well. And then that's it. That's all I'm going to show, and I highly recommend it. Download it, see what you think, and that's pretty much it. Subscribe, leave a like. I hope you guys enjoy these videos.
28 kilometers. Time is 1 hour 43 minutes.
So now it's just planned out the route, and we can... Anyway, that's it. Subscribe. See you guys later. Thanks for watching.